my friends. So do you sometimes wonder if you should get a VA? Maybe you don't even know what a VA is. It's a virtual assistant. We're going to talk about whether you should get one and what that is right after this. So the real question is this. What are the strategies, techniques, and tools that you need to learn to generate residual income from the e-learning boom that's happening right now? My name is Jean-Serge and welcome to Course Income Secrets. All right, so you might be wondering, what is a VA? A VA is a virtual assistant, right? First, let's define what that is, right? Why do we say it's a virtual assistant? We say it's a virtual assistant because it's somebody who doesn't need to come into your office. You don't need to see them every day personally. They're remote. They're in some other country, and they can do work that you need them to do. And, you know, they're assistants. They'll assist you with whatever it is you need to do. Now, that can be in any kind of business, but of course, we're talking about, you know, course creation, audience growth, social media posting, and, you know, interaction with posts and things like that, right? So the kinds of things that you're going to get your virtual assistant to do are things that, you know how to do, but they're repetitive. They're things that and you know, they could do easily as you. And there are things that you know, if you don't do, you can do other things that are more specific to what you're trying to build, right? Like for me, I'm trying to build an online course platform, and that's taking a lot of my time. Plus, you know, I have a job, I have a day job, I have my family, and you know, I don't have necessarily the amount of time that I really should be spending on social media, on creation of emails, on creation of or sharing of posts, or commenting on posts, all those things that are time consuming, that, you know, really, if I don't do, my business is not going to grow, my audience is not going to grow. And it's just, if I do that, that's probably the most important thing for me to do for it to be happening instead of just building my business, right? So building my online course as a platform and all these things, right? So a virtual assistant will help with all those things. Of course, you choose what you want your virtual assistant to do. I chose those things. I'm like, for example, I'm having a virtual assistant spend time on Facebook every day, spend time on Instagram every day, and they're just liking and commenting some posts. They're not doing anything that, you know, is not what I would do, right? So we have conversation. Of course, there has to be great communication between them and me, and we talk about the kinds of things that I want her to do, what I need her to do, and we have an exchange every day, every week. We talk about what she's done, and you know, I see the posts, of course, because I'm logged in as me and that kind of stuff. So that's one of the things. And the other thing I want to tell you is I think my VA is amazing, and if you're looking for a VA, then please go ahead and comment below, and we'll see if she's available, or maybe she knows somebody else that can do the work. And I'm not sure if it's okay for me to say who she is, because I haven't really discussed that much with her about talking about who she is. But, you know, for sure, I know that she's looking for extra hours. I can't pay her, I can't have her work all the hours of the week, but she is really, really good. Okay, so now the other thing is how can you get a VA that is really, really good? What are the things you can do to minimize getting a virtual assistant that really isn't really that good, that you're gonna have to fire after a couple of weeks and then find somebody else, right? What are the things? We're gonna talk about that stuff in the next video. That'll be on Monday next week. We're gonna talk about, you know, what I did to get a VA of quality for, you know, for a low price compared to what it costs to hire somebody here in Canada or the US. I mean, the cost of living is a lot higher. There's other countries where the cost of living is lower. So of course they're willing to take less, but at the same time, you have to find somebody who's quality, who's smart, who's got the knowledge, who understands what you're trying to do. And what I did, we'll talk about that next video. So if you think that you should get a VA, then I hope that this helped to clarify if you weren't sure. Sorry, if you weren't sure if you needed to get a VA. I hope this clarified why you might need it. It's all about your time. It's about your time, spending time doing things that somebody else could do instead of you, so you can focus on the more important things like creating content that is specific to you. Like me doing these videos, obviously a VA couldn't do that because it has to be my face, it has to be my personality, my voice, right? It has to be me doing these videos. So I couldn't hire a VA to do the videos, right? So that's something I can do every single day still. I can do my videos, and I can have my VA, transcribe them, create the blog posts from them, create the emails from them, create different parts of my business that don't require me specifically, right? Don't require me specifically, but the content has to come from me because that's the point, right? Personal branding, that's what you got to do. And if you want to sell courses, you want to create digital courses, you want to have a big audience, you need to have an audience, you need to build an audience, you need to do these kinds of things. All right, so I hope you got some value from this video, and I really appreciate you. And if you think anybody needs to hear this message, anybody's wondering if they should get a VA, then please go ahead and share. I'm sure they'll appreciate it, and I would too. And we'll see you in the next video.